Mostly I like to ask stupid questions.
Okay.
Silly questions is more apt.
Yeah, silly question maybe.
I think some of them are pretty stupid.
Okay.
What are you doing to influence the 2018 midterm elections?
Midterm elections, I do, I send my reports over there that they have to do great politically, it's important for our country, and that's it.
So are you involved in the actual spying or just data mining? Or?
Oh, yes, I'm a spy actually. I'm a basketball spy in America.
Okay.
Yes.
What's the best way to prepare broccoli?
Broccoli?
Yeah. How do you eat broccoli?
Steamed.
Do you use a steamer? Do you prepare your own broccoli a lot?
No, I don't.
Has Konzo Martin called you yet? And if so, has he offered you a scholarship? How many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop?
I guess like 300 something. I don't know. Probably close to 1,000.
It was close. I think we can edit it, so that's correct. Alan is maybe the new guy that we've heard about the least.
Right.
Tell us about Alan.
It's funny that you say that because I think a lot of people would be surprised.
I'm going to be sitting on the court taking pictures of you, hitting threes.
Yep.
Do you do anything else?
Defense.
You play defense?
Yeah.
But you're a freshman, right?
Nothing. He's been around the game, his whole life. And you can tell in the way he plays.
He thinks he's going to be good on defense.
I think so. Yeah, I think Alan will be good on defense. I was about to say his growth in that has been kind of accelerated. He reminds me of DeMonte his freshman year, kind of as far as where he's at right now with that, and the stuff that he sees that a lot of freshmen don't.
The one thing that excites me with Alan is to watch that young man's progress from his start of his senior year to becoming Player of the Year in the state of New York, and that's continued.
Is this because you have basketball in your family?
Of course.
Did somebody, maybe a father figure type, tell you that defense was important?
Yeah, definitely.
Like, how'd that go?
Went good. He's always taught me from the beginning to always play both ends of the floor, because you can't just be like a one-side player. Life is playing, play offense. You need to play defense. Defense is more a little important.
I watched his dad when his dad was in high school, and I was a junior college coach in Kansas, and his father was a high school center, and they had an injury, and they had to play him at the point. And I always give Coach Walker, Jamal, a hard time because Jamal played at the Dynasty in Kansas, Wichita South High School. When they moved Adrian to the point, they became unbeatable. And Adrian's team beat Jamal's team in the state championship. And Adrian's recruitment went through the rough, and he ended up at Seton Hall. That progression is the same I've seen with Alan.
When you see a guy like that who's got, he's got a basketball IQ, he's obviously got some genetics going for him, but he's always going to be making freshman mistakes because he's a freshman. So, like, what are some of the things that you can help him out with, like defensively, for example?
Just being on that help line, being on the blue line, as we like to call it, being there, because knowing that when somebody rolls down the lane, that's not always a 6'5" guy, that's not a 6'6" guy anymore. Those guys are 7 foot. They get that pass, that's a dunk. Being there, have your teammates back, that's that rotation. And pick and pop, the guy pops, okay, you got to go X out. Just having them see that, the earlier they see that and grasp that concept, I think the better off he'll be.
Cool. Where'd Trent go?
No idea.
He's going to play his role. He does a good job of that. He's a great player. He rebounds the ball tremendously, and he can shoot the ball. He shoots the ball so well. So no one doubt, he's definitely going to get playing time this year.
Okay.
Well, Alan's an elite shooter. I mean, he's a very, very... He's a big-time shooter.
Is it still important to be like a triple threat? Offensively?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Because I don't want to just pigeonhole you as being a spot up 3-point shooter.
Yeah, no, you definitely got to be able to, because when they know you can shoot, they're going to make you put the ball on the floor. I'll be ready to put the ball in the field.
He's got you and he's got Monte ahead of him. How does he see the floor with that kind of competition? What does he have to do?
He's a great shooter. He just has to keep his head on straight and just trust the process and know that, bring it every day. We say everyday guys for a reason. Really buy into the system, which he has been doing.
Scary long arms, wide shoulders. He doesn't have his dad's frame, but he's got the same type of growth pattern that I see in maturity. And I think he's a guy that over the course of his career could be very easily be a 1,500-point scorer.
Seems like a common thread. I've been asking this question for years, and I noticed that college basketball players, they get a lot of sleep.
Yeah.
Guys that are good?
Make sure I get 9 minutes.
That's cool.
I can't wait to have him out there with me. Having him on the wing, too, as a threat, it's going to be great.
How many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of the Tootsie Roll?
What?
Andres Feliz, number 10, point guard.
I like his game. He's smart. Walking in, I didn't really know where this guy's background is from, and I could tell that he's kind of a veteran presence out there.
People are going to be surprised because they're thinking about like Io, they're thinking about Trent. They're going to be surprised at how much playing time
absolutely.
Andres gets.
Absolutely, yeah.
He looks like he's picked up the system pretty quick, and he's got that like quiet confidence to him. There's a lot of vocal guys on this team, and I think he kind of leads by example.
He's tenacious, man. Every day he's a competitor, and seeing his growth, as far as learning our offense, learning our defense, has been unbelievable. Especially at the point guard position, that's really hard. Got to lead a lot of other guys, and got to know everything that's going on.
You released the ball well, but you also were able to hit from the corner when you were open. You see yourself obviously as a pass-first point guard.
I'm a little of everything, Like if I see one of my teammates who have better shot than me, I'm going to pass the ball. I like to create opportunity for shots and create play for another players other than me. If I had the opportunity to score, I'm going to score.
A part of his recruitment, when I was recruiting him to come here, when he was on campus, when he was on his official visit, I was like, dude, I love your game. Like, you need to come here. Like, I didn't really give him an option to go anywhere else. I was like, you'd fit well into our system. We would win a lot of games with you on the court.
Io is a great player, right? Trent is a great player. Andres is a great player. He's right there with him. When you see the practice, I don't know if you guys see the practice, but when you see the practice, Andres is just right there with him.
He is.
He's a great player.
I've seen the practice.
I'll bond with him really well. Our pick-and-roll connection is crazy. Yeah, he's gonna be a great player. Great player.
He's a quick guard, but he's real smooth. He doesn't force too many things. I see him out there trying to direct guys. So just to have that veteran presence, I think is gonna be good for the younger guys.
Old man game, he's got.
Yeah, he's definitely got an old man game, but he's real smooth.
He's good. He's the old man, and I say that in his old man mentality. He never gets sped up. The game's slow for him mentally. He sees it. If he needs to score, he scores. If he needs to pass, he passes the ball. He's got great vision, and he's a very, very good defender.
The Dominican's finest. Oh yeah, and AD, big Adonis. De La Rosa.
He's second finest.
Yeah, he's the second finest. Yeah.
I think one of the biggest things that me and Brandon were talking about it, he kind of has that calming influence to him. A guy that I think coach could rely on in really any situation.
What can you tell the younger guys about adjusting to a new situation?
The Big Ten is a new league. It's a lot of competitors. So we have to be tougher and play together as a team. So we be able to win games.
And Andres, he's one of the more vocal guys. Obviously, being a fifth-year transfer, he's incredible. He gets after it every day. He pushes me and Io all the time.
His overall game, his personality, his basketball IQ, it's really something it's something that does not need to go under the radar. It will show during the season. Right now, people, they kind of forget about him, but he'll wake everybody up when the season comes around.
He's got talent, and if you can compete like that at his level, you can be successful. And I I think he'll be really successful.
I found out before we started recording that nobody's ever told him that he looks like Jamie Foxx.
Probably yes. I really don't hear it very often, but I probably do. I don't know.
Heather, does he look like Jamie Foxx?
I think so.
Okay. Thanks, Andre.
Thank you.
He's really composed. He's really under control, and I'm excited for his future. I'm glad he's here with us.
I'm in election to get your Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie.
That's it?
For me. I don't know. I'm not in charge.
Do you do a Michael Jackson impression?
Michael Jackson?
Yeah.
That's my impression right there.
Okay, I figured. What about Frank Sinatra?
Frank Sinatra? Tell me a song from him, like a line, and I will do it.
It's up to you, New York, New York. You're not familiar? This might be a little bit before.
It's up to you, New York, New York.
It's not bad. Okay, so I assume you don't do Sammy Davis Jr. or Al Jolson either. That was probably before his time as well.
Yes.
How do you feel like you're fitting into the system so far?
Pretty good, like a little bit behind because I wasn't here during the summer. I missed a lot of practice and stuff, but like I'm catching up a little bit.
Well, it's just catch up for Samba. It's not his fault he wasn't here for 8 weeks. So it's massive repetition. It's constant learning and developing and understanding. You can see him still processing. You can't play the game when you're doing that. You have to be reactive and instinctive. But that's just repetition.
How long did it take you to really pick up the language?
About a year and a half.
So the basketball came a little more naturally to you, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I mean, like it came naturally because I was playing soccer. Okay. Yeah, that's why it's easy for me to move, to run and stuff.
Did it help you see the court?
You had to be the tallest soccer player out on the pitch.
His background and where he comes from, it's different from ours. And so relaying that to us, that's helped us on the court and off the court. Knowing his story, knowing that this is the struggle I went through. Now that you guys know that, can you guys help me? Can you guys coach me through it that way?
Are you 7 feet, 7'1"?
6'11".
Just say 7 feet. That's what everybody does in college basketball.
Yeah, 7 feet.
They just always round it up.
Yeah.
And with the hair, it's like 7'3". I would think.
Samba's a runner, jumper, athlete at the rim. He can make a 15-footer. Still developing.
Coach Chin was at Florida Prep, my high school. Like he come watch me practice, and he really liked the way I was moving up and down on the court and stuff. And he decided to give me a scholarship.
Samba, you might have seen some wind sprints. He's always like a full length ahead of everybody else.
Yeah, that's the blessing of being 7 feet tall and having the strides that you have. And right now he's probably a shade over 200 pounds, so he's moving quickly.
He works really, really hard at it. He's very receptive. He's very coachable, and he wants to be really good.
Once he gets a full year under with Fletch, I think Fletch is one of those guys where I'll go off on a tangent here talking about Fletch, but what he has done, I think he's one of the most valuable assets you can possibly have in a basketball program. And I'm talking even when basketball's over, because when he got here, the amount of changes that he made when it comes to nutrition, that's stuff that I still do. And that's stuff that helps me live a healthy lifestyle as well.
Are you homesick at all?
Yes, I am.
Is there some kind of food that you really miss because you can't get it in the United States?
Yes. Like we have, like Senegalese food, like really good food that I miss, So.
Is there anybody that maybe can prepare it for you here?
No.
They just wouldn't know how?
Yeah, it's just like special. It's just not home.
You can teach basketball and teach X's and O's. When it comes down to it, being set up for life and something like that is invaluable, and it's something that I think he gets a lot of credit. I think he deserves even more credit. And when Samba gets in there and starts working with him, just like Greg, when Greg was here, and you saw the transformation he made, and I think Samba's going to kind of be on that same path.
Does it help that there's a huge international community in the University of Illinois?
Yes, absolutely. Like it's really helpful, because I'm feeling comfortable being around international students.
We walked into the locker room, and I think there was a rapper maybe from his country, and he was rapping it, but he was rapping it in the mirror, and I was like, Samba, what are you doing? He's like, I'm rapping. And I was like, you're rapping? He was like, yeah. He was like, yeah, man, I'm spitting bars. And I'm just like, okay, continue. And then for about 5 minutes more straight, you know, boom, full song. And then I was like, all right. So then told him, I was like, when I get back, I'm going to teach you an American song, and we're going to go in the mirror and we're going to rap it, all right? And he was like, okay. And right back to rap.
What about the weather in Champaign-Urbana? What do you think so far?
I know like it's gonna get colder soon, but I'm kind of used to it because I lived in Denver for a year, and I know like how to deal with the cold.
So it's not gonna kill you?
No, not at all.
Samba Kane. We didn't have him in the summer, and so he came back. So he's still you know, catching up to speed as far as offense and defense. But he's super talented. Like, he's got a very high ceiling as far as what he can be as a player. Can rebound at a high level, block shots, and I mean, he's got a motor.
Who's your roommate?
Anthony Higgs.
You guys live in a dorm?
Yes, we live in a dorm.
Do you have special beds so that you can get your feet up on them?
Oh no, we got like, you know, regular bed and stuff.
Can you roll a couch underneath so you can get your feet on it?
Yeah.
I would assume that you need a special kind of bed.
Oh, yeah, I mean, like, I have like regular bed, but I fit on it, like, you know.
How did you phrase it when we were talking about how Samba doesn't have any basketball instincts for good or bad, and you said the way that it can be good?
I think I overheard someone say he's been playing for 4 years or something like that.
If that.
If that. And the best thing about that is he is somewhat of a clean slate, so there's no kind of prior bad habits. He's kind of just learning the game now, and in that 4th to 5th year or whatever, however long he's been playing, to be able to pick up on the system while he's going through that maturation stage of learning how to play the game. I mean, it's all going to start clicking, and I think he's already picking up some good habits too. I could tell.
There are probably some advantages to being a guy that doesn't have a lot of basketball instincts. You know, didn't grow up playing the game because he's a blank slate.
And right now, it's those type of players. It's repetition, and you know, he's got to continue to grow on the defensive end. We're trying to keep things very, very simple for him, and not overcomplicate things. And yet, you know, it is a team game, and when one guy's a little off kilter, it affects the other four. So the repetitions that we're doing are helping him grow, and we'll keep stuffing him with that, you know, all the way through. And it's a lot of film work and understanding. So. But he's been good. I've been pleased with him.
He's active. You know, he's there for the lobs. Obviously, he needs to work on finishing those better, but he will. I mean, that'll come with strength and when things kind of slow down a little bit. For a freshman, I remember when I was a freshman, obviously the pace of the game was quicker. It's a whole nother level with these type of practices and the way, you know, Underwood runs the system. So he'll pick up on it. He'll be good.
I saw at least one lob from Io where any basketball player would have already been in the air and slammed it because he was wide open in the short corner. And Samba didn't see that coming at all.
Yeah, I mean,
you're not talking about that one though.
No, I mean, it's one of those things where, you know, just as much as it's important to pick up on the system, it's also important to pick up on playing with each other. And there's 12 practices in, and you start to pick up on, like, he'll know if Io comes off of a ball screen, he knows kind of where that's going to be, when it's going to be there. The timing's always going to be a little bit off at first, but you know, I think you'll see as the time goes on, like, those guys will click on all cylinders.
He seems both very youthful, like very young, but also because he's been around the world so much, he seems kind of broadened.
Well, yeah, for sure, yeah. And he speaks a couple different languages too. That's another one, for sure. Gotta understand what he's saying sometimes. Gotta, you know, open my ears up a little bit.
How many languages do you speak?
4.
Well, would you name them for me?
Wolof is like African language, French, English, and Spanish. But Spanish I just learned it for a year. I'm not really good at it.
Because you were living in Florida, and
yes,
it's the primary language.
When I hear him on the phone, I'm just like, what is? Come on, what are you saying?
Have you decided on a major? Do you have any idea what that's going to be?
I haven't decided yet. Like, I don't know what I'm going to study. Maybe next year I'm going to decide and stuff.
What are the classes that you are taking?
Actually, I'm taking journalism class, RST, general studies.
That's recreation tourism?
Yes, recreation tourism.
What's the S stand for?
Sports. Recreation sports and tourism.
Thank you. I always forget that one. Do you have any idea, after your pro basketball career is finished, what you might want to do?
After my pro basketball career is done, like, I want to do like coaching and stuff. I want to be a coach.
In which part of the world? Because if you could just learn to speak Mandarin or Hindi, than you could teach anywhere in the world, right? Because you've already got.
Back home, I'm gonna teach like the kid back home in my country and stuff. Yeah. And like give them back what I learned here in my experience in the United States.
Right now, everything's sped up. He continues to work to get better, and that's the important piece.
What do you think makes it hard for him, the adjustment?
Just not being from America, you know. I already know his situation. Obviously, having Gregory from last year, so I know his situation is going to take time. So my job is to help get him on the same page as the team and help him improve his game.
How old were you when you started bending down for doorways?
I don't know, like maybe this year.
Last year? Yeah. I've been seeing a lot of tall doorways, this guy.
The special thing about him is he comes in every day and he's excited to learn.
And it was an easy decision for you to accept to come here?
Yeah, I mean because like that's a great program and stuff, and I was like, why not?
How many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop?
37. When you come in as a grad transfer, you have to adapt to all the new things that's going on. And the best thing is basically like, I feel like as if I'm a freshman with the experience, just because I'm just willing to learn, you know. Come in every day with an open mind, take a lot of criticism whether it's good or bad, and you just have to roll with it and take pieces out of it. Make sure you tune yourself and always look in the mirror.
We haven't seen Adonis yet. Big body, skilled, it's something we haven't had, but very high IQ, elite passer.
My biggest thing is actually just coming in and being able to learn and just pick up things pretty fast.
If you talk to him, I'd say you would really learn something. He's very wise. I've talked to him knowing because he's been there more. He's been there longer than me. He's been through a lot. And if you go listen to his story, you can learn from it.
Being a senior, you've already been around the block, you've been around the road, so just seeing some of these freshmen that they're actually going through it for the first time, you actually see a little bit of yourself in them. And when you actually get close to a freshman, you actually see that they're willing to learn, willing to find out new things. So as a senior, you just gotta take them under your wing and embrace that. You know?
We talk about life. We talk about a lot of things. If you come watch him practice, we got an open practice Saturday. If you come watch, he'll be pulling guys aside, telling them he really taking Samba under his wing and just helps him out, and it's a beautiful thing to see.
And now talk about the second best player from the Dominican Republic.
Tied for first.
Tied for first.
You almost got me.
Yeah.
AD, big fella. We haven't really got to see a lot. I saw some film from Kanto. And I mean, he's special as a big man with a lot of versatility.
How do you lose weight when you have an injured knee?
Discipline. Just staying true to who you are, following protocol.
Not eating a lot?
Not eating.
Pointing at Fletch a lot?
No, I eat a lot. Just watch what I eat. I eat a lot because to lose weight, you have to eat.
Well, I'm just wondering how you exercise, though.
Oh no, the exercise, the work ethic is crazy. Probably 3 workouts a day for myself.
I braid this dude's hair. I braid his hair, man. I braid his hair.
He lost 28 pounds because you braid his hair?
19. 19.
But no, just a lot of swimming, extra cardio, running, working out, and just getting with Coach Fletch. He was actually a big part of it.
What's the cardio?
A lot of swimming.
Running on your knee?
Oh yeah.
He gets back, I know Fletch is going to kick his butt. You know what I'm saying? Get him back in, tip-top shape.
Coming across the time where I'm actually feeling good and feeling better and I'm almost ready to go.
He's got a lot of versatility, and he can really go.
I'm just excited at this point. Like I said, I can't leak any information yet, but it's looking good for the Illini.
Now, the weirdo, and you know who I'm talking about.
Who's that? I didn't see him.
Yeah.
Who's the best dancer on the team, Kev? Who's the best dancer on the team, Kev?
Well, I mean, I'm the best dancer on the team.
Who is the best dancer?
He got the salsa, bro. That's it. I taught him that.
No.
That's the thing people don't know. I taught him the salsa.
As far as crazy people go, where does he rank versus Maverick Morgan? You're like one of the few guys that could make that comparison.
They both about right there. They just got the Giorgi just a little more out there. You know what I'm saying? But
more out there than Maverick Morgan. Like people are gonna find that hard to believe.
Right. But nah, he is. And maybe if Mav spoke 5 different languages, then probably they'd be on the, you know what I'm saying? The scale would be like, you know, on a scale of, you know, the crazy scale would be like 1 to Giorgi/Mav. You know what I'm saying?
Did you ever get a chance to meet Eduard Shevardnadze?
I have never. No, I'm not. Just to show question.
Disappointed in that.
He was just with him the other day.
No.
Eduard, you said no.
Y'all crazy, man.
Here.
Oh!
Yep. What's your favorite movement from Aram Khachaturian's ballet Gaina?
Say that one more time.
What is your favorite movement from Aram Khachaturian's ballet Gaina?
I can't pronounce that one more time. Say that one more time. Oh my God. It's too funny, man.
He's Armenian, but he's Georgian. You know who Aram Khachaturian?
Nah, this pronunciation is too funny, man. That's like that.
How do you pronounce it?
I don't know.
Okay.
Giorgi's a highly intelligent, gifted passer. Gifted. Guy will run a lot of offense through because of his ability to pass. And yet, can step out and make a 3, and really handle. Might be one of our better ball handlers. So there's a lot of versatility with him, playing multiple positions really. But he's an IQ player defensively. He sees things before, so he's a great angle guy. We need him to be consistent on the glass, and you know, I think you'll see us play small side. And you can, like we did last year, play Kipper at 5 and figure out how to guard us in space.
Having 3 other point guards at least is going to keep you from running the point, maybe.
Yeah, I may run some point. You know, you never know.
You got the ball skills, right?
Yeah, I got the ball skills. So once coach say, Giorgi, run the point, I will do the horns or something. You know,
Or you see yourself more as a shooting guard in the pros, or you see yourself as a wing? Or
I don't really believe in positions like that. So
that's why you came to Illinois, right? Because they play positionless basketball.
I believe in. I'm a basketball player. There's no more positions. When you watch NBA, Giannis is 7'3" playing point guard. Ain't no more positions, man. No more positions. I don't believe in positions. So I'm a basketball player. That's what I am.
This year I keep hearing the word IQ.
Really?
Yeah. And so I don't know if I just thought
it's actually 2 letters, but
I know, but
we gotta get that. We gotta get that sauce.
You want to dance?
I have a feeling we're going to have a lot of opportunities.
IQ?
Yeah, because the coach referred to it. He talked about IQ, and I was like, what does he mean by IQ? And then Giorgi talked about IQ. He said Giorgi said a lot. So I'm assuming they mean like basketball IQ. So
Giorgi said IQ.
He's still learning the language.
This is after Underwood had said in his initial speech to everyone. He talked about IQ, and I thought I'd never heard that before.
Yeah, everyday guys is the thing around here.
Everyday guys?
Yeah.
Is there a wristband?
No, we don't got. I got this cool one though that says stop throwing poop.
Okay. Because if it's not stop throwing poop.
Stop throwing poop.
This group's IQ is very high. I've been really impressed with that. They pick things up. Our rotations are much better. Our ball screen coverage last year was not good. Our ball screen coverage is going to be improved. Giorgi's a high IQ guy who's got great feet. All those years of dance show in his ball screen footwork, and so ball screen coverage only works, and I mean one. Guards can't guard it if the bigs don't help them, and we're better connected there.
He referred to someone having the second highest IQ, basketball IQ that he's ever known, and I don't know if it's Giorgi was talking about. Of course, I don't.
No, he was just saying that you were lazy again.
Oh my goodness. Cut.
Are you from Tbilisi?
I'm from Rustavi.
Oh, well, people always assume that you're from Tbilisi, right?
Yeah.
It's sort of annoying.
Yeah, annoying. Look, I'm from Rustavi. What's my city? Shout out to Rustavi.
What's the climate like?
It's pretty much same as here. A little bit drier. It's a little dry. But it's good.
So it snows in the winter and it's hot in the summer?
It's really hot in the summer because it's so dry. It's so hot you can't breathe. It's crazy.
Because Georgia is kind of like the beach resort for all of east of the Ural.
Yeah, we have the Black Sea. It's really beautiful over there. We have a couple of really good cities where a lot of tourists go. It's really cheap, especially for people from foreign countries. It's really cheap. So it's pretty cool.
Do you have a discount airline? This is important to me.
Discount? No, I don't have it. I don't have it yet. Hopefully
no, does Georgia have a discount airline? Can you fly into Georgia for cheap?
It's pretty much the same price everywhere.
Really? How much?
I don't know. My mom pays that, so I don't know.
Hey, speaking of things that moms do for you, now that you're living here, your mom's not doing anything for you.
She is. I'm talking to my mom every single day.
But she's not cooking.
She's not cooking. Yeah, my mom cooks so good. But shout out to my mom.
Do you
Lolly, I love you. I love you. Shout out to my mom. Shout out to my brother, David. He cooks too. Shout out to David. Lolly, I love him.
Is there like food that you're really missing right now because they don't have it in the United States?
Oh yeah, they do khinkali. Yeah, that's what they do.
What is that?
That's like it's a meat in a dough, so kind of thing.
We have that here. It's called hot dog.
No, don't even compare that.
What kind of meat is it? It's seasoned?
Oh, it depends. You can do it with many different things. It don't have to be actually be meat, but traditional is meat in the dough.
Is it lamb or beef or?
You can put whatever.
What's traditional then?
Traditional is I think beef.
You have like.
Mixed up.
Is agriculture a big thing in where you grew up? Like, because around here it's like they're farms.
Oh yeah, it's huge in Georgia. It's huge. It's a kind of poor country, I would say, but people agriculture is huge in Georgia.
Are you familiar with the word agriculture? Because it's important at the University of Illinois.
I heard that a couple of times now.
Okay, now say to the camera, say agriculture is a very important facet at the University of Illinois.
Agriculture is very important for the University of Illinois.
Thank you.
I appreciate you.
What are the odds that someone will kill Giorgi by the end of the season?
The odds? I mean, I really don't know. I don't know, like, whenever I don't know, like, I don't know.
Is he going to survive the season, or will
he definitely will. He's going to he brings a lot of energy to this team, and I think that's going to be really helpful for us when we get late in the season when we're losing a game a little down by 2 or 10 seconds. He's always going to be that guy to bring so much energy to this team and help us win.
I had a lot of great coaches back home who teach how to play basketball, real basketball, not just crossover shot, but real basketball. So I can use it here now. And coach appreciate it. I appreciate that.
What I meant though is he's like crazy. He's nuts. So is are his teammates going to kill him at some point?
Nah, he's just the energy giver. He always brings energy. He's always ready to go.
So it doesn't bother anybody that he's like.
Everyone likes that guy, man. His personality is unbelievable, and it's really different, but it's a good different.
With my boy Kip right here. He out here, man.
Giorgi.
Yeah, you get annoyed, but I mean, maybe the question you could say like, what is the chance some people will fight him? But I don't think no one will take too extreme and kill him. I hope not.
Okay. Who do you sing?
Like, who do I sing?
Yeah, like what artist do you sing most of the time?
Oh, I love Young Thug. I love Young Thug.
Sing a little bit of Young Thug.
No, I can't sing that Young Thug. I can sing a Georgian song a little bit.
Okay, good.
Just a little bit. Gaprindi, Shao Mertzalo Gaprindi. That's it. That's pretty good.
Yay!
It was good. Maybe one more verse.
No, that's pretty much it.
Okay.
What's it mean?
I said fly. It's like a bird. It's like a black bird. I don't know in English what it is, and then another fly.
Like about freedom?
Yeah.
Pretty much everybody says that he's going to survive the season. Nobody's going to kill him.
I don't think anybody will kill him. I don't think so. if somebody tried, he'll probably shout some crazy stuff. You wouldn't understand. They probably just be like, all right, whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, about to go kill him. Whatever he's saying, then it's like back off.
Yeah. Okay. So he doesn't annoy everybody to death.
Right.
Okay, that's good. What about him?
This guy right here.
Step in the picture, Ayo.
Oh, this is a picture?
Yeah. With some recording going on too.
Once he get his haircut together, then I think.
My hair, wow.
Then I think
it looks fine.
Then I think he'll be.
Like you're one to talk.
Yeah, he want to talk. He want to talk.
You know what? This guy right here. I just don't tell him, but I just got him a whole set of clippers, hair
He
clippers.
can't beat me in 2K.
So
he
in
sucks.
his spare time, he can get that together.
You know, before y'all came here, he lost in 2K.
He can't beat me in 2K, man.
He's bad.
He can't beat me in no games. What is he talking about? No, but the young.
And he's lousy at basketball too, right?
This guy. Yeah. No. He's special. He's very special.
Can you do a Michael Jackson impression?
Michael Jackson be like, I don't know. I mean, he boom walk like that, and then he be like, Billy, like,
Pretty good. What is the airspeed velocity of a cargo-laden swallow?
African European.
That's a good question.
The one thing I was impressed with, the guy that plays USA basketball, he's considered one of the 12 best to make that team. He impacts that team. And then he comes back to campus, and it simply was how selfless he is. I mean, he's an unbelievable teammate. He does all the intangible things, and yet he's got a swagger and a confidence about him that he knows he's good, and that's really contagious. And then you get Trent and him, and I mean, they're fun together, but boy, great battles when they go at it. I love pitting them against each other in practice.
Have you been sleeping since you arrived here?
How I've been sleeping?
How have you been sleeping?
How I've been sleeping? I've been sleeping great. I get rested. I go to sleep like 8 o'clock in the morning, faithfully. Except the weekends, I get my phone like 10:30, 11.
One thing I've noticed over the years about high caliber student athletes is that they sleep a lot.
Yeah, I don't go out. It's rare that I go out.
You'd have to have a pretty convincing fake ID because everybody in town knows that you're like 18 years old.
Yeah, that too, and I mean, it's not a frat party you have, but that's not me. Like, I feel like if you give 3 hours if you give 3 hours to yourself from 8, say if a party starts at 9, from 9 to about midnight, that's 3 hours. If you give 3 hours to yourself from 9 to midnight, then you get 3 hours to yourself in the gym. So I feel like if I go to a party from 9 to 12 to midnight, I mean, that's 3 hours that I could have in the gym. So basically, I'm choosing a party over getting better.
And probably somebody's mentioned to you that if you focus on basketball now, you know, being a student now, you probably have 30 or 40 years at the end of your life once your knees have given out.
Yeah, of course. I mean, if you focus on academic-wise, stay in the gym, you know, be a student athlete. You know, I'm majoring in journalism, so, you know, give my teachers like I give my teacher the same respect that I would give Coach Underwood.
Journalism, that sounds like a terrible, terrible thing. What are you going to do after basketball? Are you going to be a reporter?
No, I want to be a broadcaster. I want to major in broadcasting. If that makes sense.
It does. I mean, basically, the people that work at the higher end are journalism majors and not TV majors.
Right.
If you're a TV major, you're going to wind up asking basketball questions.
Right, I want to be like Shaq, Kenny Smith. I'm ready to be like an analyst. I want to analyze the game of basketball. Maybe football. I like football too.
What do you play in football?
I play quarterback.
It makes sense. The guy who dishes the ball.
Cam Newton.
Okay. How many point guards are going to play at one time? Because it seems like Andres is, like, I see Andres getting on the floor. Everybody is talking about you and Trent, but I think he's going to be in there as well. You're going to have 3 point guards, 4 point guards,
I mean,
5 point guards?
At the end of the day, I don't know. Like
Giorgi's a point guard too, right?
Yeah, I mean, whatever Coach Underwood, he's a great coach. He's a Hall of Fame coach. At the end of the day, I know he wants to win, so I know he will have whatever 5 mix of flow players that give us the best chance of winning. I'm 100% confident in that. So, how many point guards? That's not my job. I come out here and play hard, get my team involved, let my team win, score.
What are you gonna have to develop in order to stay on the floor?
I mean,
defensively, offensively.
Yeah, I mean, Coach Underwood. No one's perfect. So at the end of the day,
you can have the best jump shot, you can have the highest vertical, but if he says deny the ball, you let him catch it, you're coming out. So at the end of the day, I really like it. And when you play basketball, it's very hard, like to not, like you can't play not to make a mistake. That's how you make more mistakes.
I promised you that I was going to ask stupid questions, and that was actually sort of about basketball. I apologize for that. Tell me if you have a preferred way to prepare broccoli.
I don't eat broccoli, so I don't want to know how to prepare it.
Wow. What's your favorite vegetable?
I don't have a favorite vegetable.
Do you eat vegetables?
Yeah, I eat vegetables, but it gotta just be like in the flow. I don't have a vegetable off the bat. Maybe carrots.
In the Dosunmu house, are there more non-traditional dishes than you might find in a typical American household?
At my grandparents' house, we eat like at my grandparents' house. When I go over there, I always ask my grandma if they cook more Nigerian foods.
Anything in particular, favorite dish?
Yeah, eba. It's like mashed potatoes, I guess. Like mashed potatoes, and then like with soup. And it's good, amazing.
Okay. How many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop?
I think the question is like 1, 2, 3.
Wow!
You're the only guy that knows that.
Yeah.
Chin didn't even know that.
Yeah, I know that.
He is going to be the star. Oh my God. Okay.
All the years I've been here, I don't think I've seen a point guard at that age. All the freshman point guards that I've seen coming out, I don't think I've seen what he's brought to the game as far as the ability to play point guard, and do everything at a high level that embodies being a point guard. It's not with the new generation of players. It's not typical to see that, and he's got a really good feel for the game. And once he puts it all together, I think he'll be special too, for sure.
What is the answer to the ultimate question of life, the universe, and everything?
42?
Correct.
42.
You talk about a committed, dedicated worker, a guy who loves basketball. He's a two-time state champion, and he's fearless. He's everything that I would have hoped him to be and more. Great teammate. He's selfless. He doesn't care. He knows he's a good basketball player, but an elite passer, a great teammate. He's always got an encouraging word. He's developing slowly, I think, into what we'll see as by some point this year, an elite leader. And he does that just by example and his abilities. So he's, I don't worry about where he's from or where I think he's just got a great presence about him, and he's great in the locker room and nothing but a great teammate.
I feel like if you go to school for a long time, that means you should do something that you love. You get what I'm saying?
How many years of basketball do you have left in you before you have to look for another gig? You're 18?
Yeah, that's the Lord has. Question like that I can't answer. But whatever the Lord feel like it's time for me to hang the shoes up, I'm hang the shoes up and pursue my career.
How many years are you going to play basketball at the University of Illinois?
Another question, I don't know. Whatever the Lord feel like it's time for me to move on to the next level. Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
It took Darren Williams 3 whole years to get his team to the Final Four before he was able to go. Is it going to take you that long?
I don't know. Darren Williams, great player, but we're two different people. So his route could be different than mine. Mine could be longer. Mine could be shorter. You never know.
Your body is longer. Your body is slimmer.
Yeah.
How do you hold up against the big bulky guys like him?
Don't let the skinniness fool you. I'm a big guard.
Yeah.
Big guard. Like when I get in there, you would be like, oh, I ain't good.
You got some inside moves?
Yeah. Fadeaways. Let me know, man. All right. Fadeaways, all types of stuff. Bag is deep. I keep my book bag on.
Bag is deep. Thank you, Aya.
Thank you.
Pleasure. We've also got somebody named Higgs we haven't even seen at all.
Me either.
Is there going to be, are you going to see him at all this year?
To be determined. I don't know yet. I think there's medical stuff is something that you don't foresee, you can't predict, so you just have to literally wait and see how things play out. Great body, great athlete, and we'll see how that all. I don't know how to answer that.
The major goal is to win, this year. That's what all of us have been saying, with a lot of new players coming this year. We all want to come together and ultimately win.
Is there worry because of the youth of the team that that's going to be harder than it might be?
Oh, no worries at all. We're all maturing fast, all the newcomers and stuff like that. We're all starting to get a grasp of the offense and what Coach Underwood wants to do. And so, none of that has been something hard for us at all.
Maybe a bit of an unfamiliarity with Tevian Jones. I don't think maybe a lot of people know exactly who he is. What does he bring to this team? And he's so long, and by the looks of it, he can jump quite a bit too.
Yeah, he's an elite athlete in terms of running and jumping. He's, it's like anything else. He's got to have. He's gotten stronger a lot. He's up. I think he was 205, 206 yesterday. But he's a guy that has developed into a guy who can play multiple positions, guard multiple positions. That's our challenge with him now, is getting him really dialed in at the defensive end and shoot it, and then he's elite in the open court. Great finisher, plays above the rim, and then he's a very good rebounder as well.
The adjustment at first was a little rough. The biggest adjustment for me was probably the weather. Come from Arizona. Right. It's starting to get a little bit colder now, so I'm bringing out my jackets. But the adjustment to life, it really wasn't hard for me. I think I've been very, very prepared for this.
Has school been hard or not?
No, I think I've been surrounded with a lot of academic advisors and tutors, and so school has been very, very successful for me.
But you're also a smart guy.
Yes, sir.
What's your major going to be,
Right now, I'm undeclared, but I'm leaning towards psychology, a psychology major.
That's great.
Yes, sir.
What are you going to do after your pro basketball career? Clinical psychology or research?
I'm still looking in a couple of fields, but yeah.
What kind of impression did Tevian Jones make on you going against Kipper?
He's athletic, man. He's got a chance for sure, and I think I saw Kipper pull him to a side a couple times and give him some knowledge. So it's good to have that, another veteran presence in the locker room with Kipper.
That's great for Tevian. Going against a guy like Kipper who's been here for years. He obviously has a year under his belt of Coach Underwood's system. We all have to work hard. It's going to take a lot of maturity, a lot of chemistry, and all of us just playing as a team and being able to win as a team also.
His first step down the court, like on a fast break, quicker than most I've ever seen.
I think they got mile times on the wall, I think is what I see over there, and he's fourth for a guy that's 6'8" or whatever he is. That's impressive. I remember, that shows that he has a motor, and he ran whatever it is, 5:20 mile at 6'8", it's really impressive. And I remember Nana Egwu ran like a 5:15 mile at 7 feet tall, and we all remember his motor too. So it's all one and the same.
What kind of things do you cook for yourself? Because you don't have to do that a lot right now.
No, I try to cook some home meals. I like chicken, I like macaroni and cheese, so I try to cook sometimes on my own. It's probably one of the more athletic guys I've seen within the past few years here for sure. You saw a couple of alley-oops that he caught.
Do you have a good mattress? Are you comfortable in your sleeping situation?
Yes, sir.
Describe your dorm room. How is it set up?
The dorm room has 2 beds. I have a roommate. We have 2 desks.
I'll bet your roommate isn't an Illini basketball player. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Which one is it?
Giorgi.
Oh no!
Big Giorgi, yes, sir.
That must be awful.
Yes, sir.
You like him?
That's my guy right there.
You're not in danger of killing him anytime soon.
No, sir.
He hasn't annoyed you yet.
No, sir.
Tell me about Tevian Jones. What stood out so far?
What stood out? Today he said that I'm not the best dancer on the team. That's what stood out to me. I am the best dancer on this team.
I don't think there's any argument about that.
That's what stood out to me right there. Tav is right here. Come here, Tav. Tav, come here. Come here real quick. Tav, come here, man. Come here. I need you to answer one question real quick.
He doesn't seem all that eager.
Come here. Who's the best dancer on the team, Tav? Who is the best dancer on this team?
He gonna say himself.
Who is?
I don't know.
Who is the best?
I think I think Giorgi got some good moves. He got some.
There you go. That's my roommate right there.
How much does he sing per day? How many hours?
I haven't heard him really.
Not singing in the room?
No.
So you're getting enough sleep,
chill.
is what you're saying? Yeah. Okay.
Tevian Jones, man, he can get up off the floor. He's super athletic. He's another one that's got a very high ceiling. You know what I'm saying? Once he puts it all together, and I think he'll be special.
How many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop?
Man, I haven't tried that one, but I'm gonna give it a guess. Probably around 2,000 licks.
I think Steve knows the correct answer.
2,000 licks, I say.
Steve, do you know the correct answer?
You chew it, you bite it.
Bob?
Three.
Straight down.
3 is the correct answer. Okay, thanks.
Yes, sir.
Of those 3 guys, only Bob Osmundson of the News Gazette had the correct answer to today's most important question.
That is?
How many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop?
Well, if you listen to the old commercial, it used to be the owl. It used to be 3, remember? 1, 2, 3.
I figured Jamal would know.
3.
Jamal?
That's what the owl said on the old commercial.
What's a Tootsie Roll?
It's something that they had probably even when you were a kid.
The correct answer is actually 3. What is the... It's 3. To get to the... Ask Jamal.
All right.
That's it?
That's it. For me. I don't know. I'm not in charge.
It depends on what you call in the center.
I mean, that's profound and all.
Yeah, it depends on what you call in the center. Is the center like when it's cracked open, or is
You're saying that it's a positionless lollipop?
Absolutely.
He likes the camera that way.
It depends on what do you call in the center. Are you saying that the center is the gooey part in the middle, or the center at the top?
I think we'll leave it at that.